How often do I put myself first? I just learned how to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I love it. My answer is not enough. Not often enough. Hey everyone, I'm JusmeShakoyahD and welcome to my bubble. This channel is for Black women who are on their self-love journey and are learning to take off their superwoman capes and put themselves first. This is Love the Creative Black Woman, a series where we self-care through crafting and connect on our self-love journey together. If you are here, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And also, if you want to watch this podcast live and early, join the Patreon. Shout out to the good people of the Gray Area. They are here live and joining me as we are embarking on this series of Love the Creative Black Woman. So I reached out to several superwomen that are in my life, in my circle, and I asked them a series of questions. So to start this series, I'm actually answering the questions. This time, this episode, we are on question number 2. And that question is, how often do you feel that you put yourself first? Dang, I really didn't realize I was asking these hard-hitting questions like this. You know, it was fine when other people was answering them, but now I'm like, now I have to think. So, how often do I put myself first? Okay, so like if we're doing a percentage of the time, I'm gonna say maybe like 40%. I think that in the past it was more like 10%. And I think that now, I'm going to say between 40 and 60% of the time. I'm going to do a range, an average range. I'm actually learning how to put myself first and what that looks like. I'm really thinking about this. The reason why I asked this question is literally for the reason why I can't answer this question is because I know for a fact that I have had issues. I'm trying to change the verbiage because I'm fixing it. I'm working on it, okay? In the past, I have had issues with putting myself first. And I'm learning not to do that. But I know that for a fact because if I had these issues, I was like, I know other people have these issues. I know y'all got these issues. It's not just me, because it was so bad. And this ain't bad, but like I used to feel guilty when I would make my plate before I would make my boyfriend's plate. That don't make no sense. Why I'm feeling guilty for that? For why? Okay, we both gotta eat, and he got hands. He can make his plate. He told me he can make his plate. So why am I feeling guilty? That's a whole nother thing. But also, a lot of times, I talked about in the last episode how a lot of times we put other people's dreams and their passions and whatever else, we always put their needs in front of our own. I have definitely been that person where I would be like, okay, I want to do this thing, but you said you want to do this thing, so let me put together an entire plan for you so that you can achieve whatever goal you're going for, and we'll just do mine later. And then later never comes. And it's frustrating because then you're looking back like, well, why didn't I do this thing? Or what happened to this thing? Or people are asking you, oh, I thought you said you were going to do this. I thought you said you were going to do that. What happened to it? Well, you know what? I decided I wasn't as important as you were. And I decided to help you with your thing. And I was going to help me with my thing later. And I didn't help me with my thing because I was so focused on yours. And I don't know about you. I don't want to do that no more. Because I don't win in that situation. I don't. Because 9 times out of 10, that person might not even ask me to help as in depth as I did. But because I'm just the type of person that I am, you know, I like to do things very thoroughly. You know, I want to get things done in a particular way. I want to make sure it's complete, and I want to help you follow through on whatever you're doing. You might have just asked me to help you type something, and I done typed it and edited it and wrote a follow-up paper and helped you just map out a whole business plan for your business, or cooked you 5 dinners so that you wouldn't have to worry about dinner for the rest of the week. Just stuff. Why are you doing all this? They actually help with this one thing. You decided to put your dreams on hold, or whatever you were doing. It might not even be your dreams. It literally might be you decided to hold off on taking a nap because this person called you. Oh my gosh. I just started learning how to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. At this big old age of 29. I just learned how to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. It's wild. I love it. I love it. Because my thinking was always, who's going to answer the phone if I don't? Everybody else's phone is on Do Not Disturb. My phone can't also be on Do Not Disturb. Because what if there's an emergency? And you know what happens if there's an emergency? They will call you multiple times. So their call will eventually come through. But my thinking was, no, I have to be available, because if they call me at 3 a.m. because they're stranded on the road, you're in a different state. If they're stranded on the road, it's not, you can't even help. But I just wanted to be available. That ain't help nobody. That ain't help nobody. And I mean, it's great for them, but I had to learn that this isn't great for me, because I need time to step away from being the superwoman. I need time to decompress. I need time where I'm not tending to your needs or someone else's needs or wants or whatever it might be, or even just listening to other people. Sometimes you just need to be by yourself for a moment, or you just need to eat. I'm not gonna lie, I call my mom all the time while she eating, and I be talking to her. But if she told me she ain't want to talk while she was eating, she could just tell me, and I'll hang up. But that sound rude. I'm gonna stop calling her while she eating. But it'd be like the perfect time. Anyways, she need to put on that Do Not Disturb. That's what needs to happen. But I'm just saying, long story less long, it's okay to not be available for people. And I know that I'm learning not to feel guilty about that. The people that I did ask, I would say maybe like 2 out of 12 said that they spend more than, I would say, 50% time with themselves, like make time for themselves. But I think we just need to normalize making time for ourselves. I think it's as simple as that. We just need to normalize it and stop normalizing tending to everybody else's needs or taking on the problems of the world. Because like when I was born, I don't recall signing a contract that said that I was now in charge of the world's problems. I don't know if you signed that contract. If you did, let me know. Let me know, because I might have, and I might need to just go back in my records and find my contract so I can shred it. But yeah, let me know if you signed that contract, because I know I didn't. And I don't plan on signing that contract. I'm not responsible for everybody else's problems. That's one thing that I learned. I learned in therapy, and this is actually kind of getting into the next question, but I learned in therapy that to look at other people's situations or being there for other people, to ask myself this question: is this a problem? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, is this my problem? Now, if it's a yes, then go ahead, make time for it. But if it's a no, then it's not necessarily your responsibility to solve. And it's really just that. And then also, another thing that I learned, and I think I got this from ET, once you start really paying attention, a lot of times what happens is you're there for everybody, and everybody appreciates that you are there for them, right? But they're not always available for you like you're always available 24/7 for everybody else. And then you start to sit back and realize you called me when you were in a bind and I came running immediately. I called you and you weren't available. And that is because your emergency is not their emergency. It's not. Like, you will look at it like, oh my gosh, I need help right now. And you might need help right now. You might be stranded on the side of the road and you left the stove on and something, like, it might be something really, really urgent happening. That might not have been the best example, but that's all right. They might be like, oh, I'll come get you in 30 minutes because I'm doing this thing. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that they learn to put themselves first. In their mind, this is not an emergency for them. Why? Because it's just not. It doesn't impact them in any way. It doesn't, you being stranded on the side of the road, you being stuck, you leaving your stove on, that's something that you did. They stove is off. They in a meeting. They out with friends. They at brunch. I'll come get you soon. But don't expect me to stop what I'm doing right now to come and get you. And it's not even always like that. That might be a little bit extreme, but it's something that we have to learn for ourselves as well. Like, if my emergency isn't your emergency, that means your emergency is not my emergency. Just because you need this done right away. If I am busy, I don't need to drop everything immediately. Let me rephrase that. I am not obligated to drop everything that I'm doing right now to assist. I'm not obligated to change my plans to assist. I am not obligated to be available. I'm just not. I'm not obligated because I did not sign a contract to save the world. And that right there, that came to me today, just now, in this moment. I ain't signed up to be a superhero. I didn't. Now, I am a superwoman because I'm just that amazing, because God made me this amazing Black woman who can do all things. But I'm not obligated to save the world. Now, if I want to, I can move my day around. If I want to, I can assist. If I want to, like, I have these options if I want to, but I am not obligated to change my entire life because you deem this moment as an emergency. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, 9 times out of 10, you're not coming to run to my rescue. And weirdly enough, I'm learning this in little ways, like smaller ways, like going back to the making my boyfriend's plate example. I'm learning as I watch B and Breeze and as I watch Damani, right? They will do things that I notice will just be them first. And it's about to be so small. And if y'all watching, don't get offended or nothing. Let's say it's one piece of bread left. In my head, my thought automatically goes to, one of them is gonna be hungry. So let me leave this here. Or like, let's say it's 3 pieces or something like that. Somebody's gonna be hungry. Let me take one piece so that each of them can have one piece as well, right? For them, it's like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this bread. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I may or may not ask. But I'm hungry. That's my emergency right now, that I am hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and do this thing for me. And I'll be looking like, wow, I do wish you would have saved me a piece. But also, I need to learn this. Let me write this down. Because it's that simple. You don't have to think about nobody else first. It's not every situation. But just like small things like that, I'd be like, huh, you really just did that and you ain't think nothing about it. Like, you asked, but like, your thought process wasn't like I have to save this for them because they're gonna starve to death if they don't eat. Like, we're not gonna starve if you eat that bread, huh? You right. Cause I can go ahead and make my own food. That's just something I be observing. But literally, it be that simple. Like, my brain doesn't always need to think about other people's needs first. And neither does yours. And it does take some practicing. Like I said, I'm still working on this. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's necessary. It's definitely necessary. So my answer to this question is, the question was, how often do I put myself first? My answer is not enough. Not often enough. But we on this journey together, y'all. So I'm figuring it out. Dear Black woman, you are amazing. You are powerful. You are bold. And you can do so many things. But you don't have to do everything. You are not obligated to save the world. Now, take care of your family now. But you're not obligated to save the world. Keep learning to put yourself first. Love, the creative Black woman.